It is a huge honor to be selected as team captain for the Paris 2024 Olympics for Team Uganda. I am so happy that I was selected. It wasn't something that I was expecting, and I think it really is a great honor that has been bestowed upon me. And so I hope that I can live up to that and really be a good example to the other athletes here and support the other athletes of Team Uganda and make Uganda proud.
How do you feel being in Paris for your second Olympic Games?
It's fantastic to be here. I love the energy. I love being around all of the different athletes from the different countries and the different sports. Obviously, Tokyo was the COVID Olympics and it was very restricted because of that. And so being here and having spectators and being able to interact is just really wonderful. And so I'm very excited for all of the positive experiences that I can have over the next 2 weeks, and also for getting out on the course and doing the best that I can do.
How easy or difficult was it for you to qualify for the Paris Games compared to the first attempt in Tokyo?
The qualification for this Games was more competitive than the Tokyo Games. The rules had changed slightly, but I was very proud of how I competed at the African Championships, and I did significantly better in this African Championships than the ones when I qualified for Tokyo. And so I'm really proud of my qualification for this Olympics, and I hope that that I can continue with doing better here than I did in Tokyo.
How did your first Olympics shape you for this year's Olympics? And what has this experience been like so far?
I think that being at the Tokyo Olympics gave me a sense of what the games are like, but I think that Paris is really the full experience. With Tokyo being the COVID Olympics, I think it was very restricted, and there was a lot of things that we weren't able to do that we are going to be able to do here. I'm particularly excited for the opening ceremony, which is going to involve being on boats on the Seine, and all of the Parisian people are going to be able to watch from the side. So I think that will be a beautiful ceremony. And I think that being at the previous games at least gives me some experience of competing on this level, and I hope that that will help with pre-race nerves to feel a little more relaxed, but we'll see.
It's been some time since you qualified back in October 2023. How have your preparations been since?
I've been doing a lot of work to get ready for these games. My schedule has looked like training 6 days a week, sometimes twice a day. So it's been a lot of time, it's been a lot of effort. The focus has been on building fitness, strength, skill, and just kind of mental fortitude. And so each of those elements has had kind of dedicated time and focus. And I'm looking forward to bringing all of those together here at the Games.
What's your realistic target and expectations in Paris?
My goal, if I had a performance goal, maybe an ambitious one, would be to make it into the quarterfinal. And then my second goal is to make a national record. So those are the two goals that I'm coming in with. You don't always have control over the weather, and obviously the competition can be very fierce. So it's hard to predict at this point whether those are goals I'm going to be able to realize, but that is the hope.
You have had a few days in Paris so far and have had a few sessions. How has it gone?
So far, it's gone very well here. It's been a little bit of a challenge adjusting to the time difference. So I've found myself to be very tired so far, but I've had a good experience being at the village. The race course is very nice. I'm enjoying my fancy boat that I have the opportunity to race here. So far, very pleased with all of the facilities.
And how do you compare the rowing facilities and weather conditions of Tokyo with the ones in Paris?
I think the weather conditions of both Tokyo and Paris can be very good and can be very bad. Both courses are notorious for being windy, but we got very lucky when we were in Tokyo for the days that I was racing that it was never that windy. So I'm hoping we can be that lucky again here. So far, I've been out 2 different days, and one day it was very flat. Then we went out this morning and it was much more windy. So we'll just have to wait and see what race day brings.
How important are these last days? How important? How important are these last days to you just before you compete?
The last few days before you compete is a time to try and really kind of build up your energy. You're not going to do anything in these few days that are going to make you faster, but you can certainly do things that will make you slower. And so the hope is to kind of fill up the tank, if you can imagine, with sleep and with hydration and with food, so that when you get on those blocks on the first day, you're full of energy. And so my focus over the next 3 days, 4 days before I race is really going to be on eating well, sleeping well, hydrating well.
How has it been working with Coach Martinez and Batenga Nexosi?
We have a really fantastic team here in Paris with Coach James Martinez and Batenga Nakasozi. Both of them have contributed a lot to my journey. James Martinez has been a fantastic coach, extremely dedicated, very knowledgeable in the sport. And Batenga has been a huge advocate for me, making sure that all of the logistical things are taken care of so I don't need to worry about them. So I'm very grateful to have both of them here to support me.
You mentioned that you had retired after your last Olympic Games but unretired. You have made it clear that these are your last Olympic Games. What are your plans after these Games?
Yes, I do plan to retire after the Paris Games, and I'm really looking forward to switching my focus. I'm going to switch into really a time of focusing on my career and also starting a family. And so I'm excited for this new phase of life that's coming. I think this last phase has had, a lot of highs and lows, but has been altogether a very full and wonderful experience. But I'm also excited to start a new period of life. In terms of rowing, I do plan to retire from competitive rowing, but I also want to stay involved, especially with contributing towards Ugandan rowing and seeing the sport grow back home.
And what message do you have for the rowing or the rowers in Uganda who have been looking up to you and have been inspired by your journey?
Firstly, I would say to the Ugandan rowing community, I'm so grateful for your support. I've really always felt very supported by the Ugandan rowing community, and I'm very proud that I can be an inspiration to people back home. I know that it has often been very frustrating, that there is problems with equipment, there is not a lot of coaching, there's very few opportunities to compete, and all of that is so frustrating. And I admire your perseverance, and I hope that you can continue to persevere for a little bit longer, because I do think things are about to change. And it still might take a while, it's not going to be immediate, but I think in the next 1 to 5 years, you're going to see a lot of changes in Ugandan rowing. And I don't know if we're going to be able to qualify someone for LA 28, but I don't think that should be our goal. Like, I think the goal needs to be developing the sport locally so that people can enjoy it at home. People have a chance to compete regularly in competitions within Uganda, within East Africa, in the region, and really build up the sport so that people can enjoy being a part of it.
One last word for the people who've been supporting you, the Ugandan fans in Uganda who've been, who are rooting for you.
I love all my fans. You guys are great. It means a lot to me that I can be an inspiration to people. It means a lot to me that people kind of embrace me as a Ugandan athlete. And so to everyone who has supported me, continues to support me, thank you so much. And I hope that you can enjoy following along on this journey.
Kathleen is in Paris, preparing very well under the tutelage of Coach James Martinez. There's been a lot of preparation going into how, what the race plan is going to be, how mentally prepared she is, how, like her technique, a few things that are just being brushed up. And yeah, and also just making sure that her boat is ready and well prepared, everything is ready to go. So the weather here has not been very good. It's been windy, choppy, it's been raining, but hopefully by the time we get to the competitions, the weather will be a little bit better. But overall, Kathleen's feeling, she's getting there, she's feeling good. It's, we're taking it one day at a time, and we are happy and excited